Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Boss Body Podcast. This is Sarah Haas. Thank you so much for tuning in today. So, today I am going solo. I don't have any guests today because I wanted to talk to you about a topic that is probably top of mind. I know it is for myself, and I'm guessing it is for many of you out there listening. The holidays are upon us, and with those come a lot of temptations. We have parties, we have dinners, there's extra food and drinks abound, and lots of indulgences and temptations all around. And today I want to give you my top 5 tips so that you can indulge and still avoid gaining weight over the holidays. Many of us are taking time off from work. We have some extra time to spend with our family, and maybe we're traveling, and all those are such wonderful things. And of course, we want to celebrate, we want to relax. But the issue comes in when we think of it as I'm just going to totally let loose. I am, quote, off the diet right now. I don't want to think about it. I am just going to do whatever I want and I'll just deal with it next year. So that's why in the new year, everybody's joining gyms, everybody's going on new diets, and, the health and wellness market just explodes because so many of us go off the rails over the holidays and, gain the statistics are anywhere from like 1 to 3 pounds, which may not sound like a lot. However, the studies show that we don't ever lose that. So every year we're gaining a couple pounds over the holidays, and that's adding up year after year after year. And not only that, you don't want to enjoy your holiday only to have this huge mountain to climb as soon as the new year comes, right? January is tough enough for all of us. It's cold, it's dark, it's gray. You can probably tell I'm not a huge fan of wintertime. But the holidays are over, the Christmas tree comes down, and now it's just sort of cold and we're back to work. So who wants to also have to embark on this huge um task, right? So let's don't make it so hard for ourselves. I want to give you my top 5 tips, okay? Because yes, we're going to indulge during the holidays. I'm going to indulge. We're all going to be going to parties. We're all going to be having dinners. We're going to be hosting events. We're going to be traveling, all those good things. And there's going to be lots and lots of food and lots of treats and cookies and beverages, and we're going to want to enjoy some of them. And I will never tell you to completely eliminate indulgences from your life because that is no way to live. Miserable is not sustainable. So I don't deprive myself completely, and I never would ask you to do that either. So I want to give you these 5 tips so that you can enjoy all these things without totally going overboard, without completely chucking your entire wellness plan and having to start all over again in the new year. First of all, loosen up somewhat, but not completely. And what I mean by that is I like to follow an 80-20 rule. This is how I coach all my clients. 80% eating well, taking care of your body, nourishing yourself, and 20% is reserved for indulgences, for, those cocktails, those sweets, whatever it is. And when you look at it that way, it doesn't feel like you're on a diet. Okay? It's just a moderate, relaxed way of eating and taking care of yourself. So, you want to follow this over the holidays and throughout the year. And if you think about it, if you eat well 80% of the time and 20%, those are your vacations, those are your holidays, your parties, your weekends, things like that. Out of a month of 30 days, that's 6 days that you indulge, right? And when you look at it like that, it doesn't seem so overwhelming. It doesn't seem like you're gonna be deprived because you're not. I promise you, you can work in that 20% and get all those cravings indulged. I'm a chocolate lover. I'm never going to give up chocolate. I also love pizza. I love chips and salsa, and I love wine. I'm never giving up all of those things. But 80% of my diet is healthy, lean, clean, delicious foods, and I save the 20% for indulgences. And so that's how you kind of want to look at the holidays as well. So when you are at a party or a dinner and you're looking at your plate and what you're going to have, you really want to pick and choose. So pick what your favorites are, and that's your 20%. You know, maybe that is some macaroni and cheese. Maybe that's cookies. Maybe that's wine. Whatever that is for you. You don't have to have all of the things. You don't have to overeat. You don't have to load your plate up with every single thing. Because if you reserve your 20% for those things that just are really the most important for you, you're going to be full and satisfied. You're going to have enjoyed a great meal. And then afterwards, your digestion's going to be happy. You're not going to feel bloated. You're not going to feel fatigued and heavy and weighed down. You're going to feel like, hey, I just had a great meal. I also nourished my body. And I also got to enjoy some of my favorite things. The next tip is so easy, and yet it's something that so many of us neglect constantly, and that is drink lots of water. Keep yourself hydrated. This is super important year round, especially during these cold, dry winter months. It's good for your skin, keeping your skin beautiful and hydrated. It's important for your energy levels, your brain function, and also good digestion. And this doesn't take away from anything. One of my philosophies about getting healthy is the concept of adding in. So we're always focused on what we need to take away. We're always focused on eating fewer calories, having smaller portions, and don't eat this, and this is bad food. And when you do that, you always feel deprived because you're always focusing on having less of whatever it is. And so, one of the strategies, one of the really great mindset shifts that can help with getting healthy is instead of focusing on what not to have, instead of focusing on what you don't want, focus on what you need to add in. Focus on what you aren't getting that your body needs. And one of those for so many people is water. The goal is half your body weight in ounces of water per day. So, for example, someone who weighed 100 pounds, which no one does unless they're, a kid, just for, example's sake, a 100-pound person would drink 50 ounces of water a day. So calculate that for you, and that's a target you can shoot for. That's just a general rule of thumb. Most of us are falling way, way short of that. The other awesome thing about water is when you're at a party or a dinner, a lot of us have an alcoholic beverage in our hands. And, it just feels like you're missing something if you don't have something in your hand because you want to kind of keep them busy. So have the alcoholic drink, but make sure that you have a glass of water in between each drink. You'll take in fewer calories from the alcohol. You'll stay hydrated. You'll avoid the hangover, which comes from dehydration, and you will have enjoyed the whole party without feeling awkward and without feeling like you're just standing there with nothing in your hands. Number 3, this is a big one. This is another thing you can add in that is not going to take away from your enjoyment of the holidays. It's actually going to enhance it times 10, and that is get out and move your body. Cold weather is no excuse to sit around and be a couch potato. I know you're busy. I know you're shopping. I know you're decorating. I know you're cooking, but you need to be moving your body all year round. It's invigorating, it's mood boosting, it helps clear your head and de stress. It's good for digestion, it keeps your metabolism up and going. And of course, you're burning calories, you're lowering your blood sugar. Exercise is foundational to having a healthy body. You cannot get yourself healthy through diet alone. Our bodies are meant to move. That is all there is to it. And it does not have to be hard. No, you don't have to join a gym. You don't have to kill yourself with boot camp workouts. You don't have to learn to run a 5K. Getting out and walking just 15 minutes has been shown to have huge benefits long term on your health. And I want to tell you about a tool that I have that is amazing, especially during the winter months when it can be hard to get out. And that is a program that I created called Midlife Muscle and Metabolism. It's a 30-day strength training program, and I designed it specifically for women, specifically in midlife. And all it is 30 days worth of workouts. They're either focused on upper body, lower body, or your core. All the workouts are 12 minutes or less. They can be done at home and you don't need equipment. All right. So, this is going to banish that excuse of, I don't have time, the weather's too cold. Forget it. I've got you covered. This is 12 minutes. You have 12 minutes. There's also stretching video included, and there is a warm up video as well. So, you can use any of these videos alone or put them together. And you also will get a calendar. So if you're a very beginner, it will start you from those beginner stages and give you a calendar week by week, day by day of what exercises to do when. And you'll have all these videos. You'll have access to it forever. So as you build and as you grow, I will give you different phases for beginner to intermediate levels. So there's modifications for wherever you're starting. Even if you are an ultra beginner, if you've never worked out, if you've never been to a gym, or if you used to be active and you have been sedentary for a long time, this is a perfect place to start. And it's half off right now, only through December 31st. So, this is a gift you can give yourself. This is something, a tool that you could use to go ahead and get started, to easily work in to your daily and weekly routines. So, I do invite you to check that out. I'm going to put links in the show notes so that you can look that up, and you can also find all the information about it on my website at sarahhaaswellness.com. So I don't want you to wait. If you've been thinking about doing one of my programs, working with me in some way, and a lot of people feel overwhelmed. They think, "Oh my gosh, I just don't have time or energy to take on something right now. This is going to require me to focus and buckle down and, really like make a huge commitment." This is not a huge commitment. This is 12 minutes and it's easy. 12 minutes a day. So I really invite you to check that out. Moving on to tip number 4, and that is not to forget to de stress and incorporate self care. Travel is stressful. Cooking, cleaning, hosting, going places all the time, spending more time with family members that we don't normally spend time with or friends. All of these are good things, but they're also very stressful. And stress is a huge culprit when it comes to emotional eating. So, a lot of times when we are constantly moving, when we're constantly going, when we have all these extra things to do, we just want to eat and graze all day long because Food lights up pleasure centers in your brain. It calms you down. Alcohol, same thing. A lot of us are emotional drinkers, I'll say. We use the alcohol to calm our systems. And in the end, none of these serve you, of course. Overeating and over drinking don't cure stress. They are a very short term little band aid that doesn't last and it doesn't serve your body at all. So, finding ways that you can de stress, whether that is take a nap, take a day off, just have an hour for downtime. Go outside, look at nature. For me, it's my kitty. I like to snuggle with my kitty. I drink hot tea, I take hot baths. Whatever that is for you, get your nails done, go have coffee with a friend. Weave in some of these self care practices. It's going to go a long way to bringing that stress level down and helping you avoid that emotional eating and drinking. The last tip is huge. Really want you to hear this one. And that is make it an occasion, not a season, right? So a lot of us, it starts at Thanksgiving. You had the big meal, then you have all the leftovers, and you're immediately, if you haven't already, putting up your Christmas decorations. And that puts you in the mood for, baking cookies and drinking wine and all of that good stuff. And we tend to think of it as an entire season of indulgence. Like I said before, I'm off my diet now. I'm just going to throw all caution to the wind and I'll worry about it next year. But that's when that adding up comes on, that weight creep that is so hard to get rid of. And you don't have to indulge your way all the way from Thanksgiving to New Year in order to enjoy the holidays. Treat each party, treat Christmas Day or Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve or whatever as a one time occasion. And the next day, you get back on track, right? It's like the 80-20 that I mentioned earlier. This is your 20%. Tomorrow I'm going back to my healthy way of living. And if you feel like you went a little crazy, if you feel like you've really overindulged, and a lot of us the next day have this guilt that comes in, this shame, you cannot change the past. Put that in the past where it belongs. Show some compassion for yourself. You deserved to have a good time. It's okay. It happened. You enjoyed it. And now today is another day. So put it behind you, move on, and get back on track. One bad day, one bad meal does not break your diet. Just like one workout is not going to get you in shape. It's consistency. It's what you're doing day after week after week after month that adds up. So you're going to do something every once in a while that you don't feel good about. Everyone does. It's fine. It's yesterday. All right. Yesterday's done. Let's focus on today. Get back on track. This way, you will have enjoyed your holidays. You will have been mindful about how you treated yourself, how you treated your body, and you can go into the new year already feeling refreshed, already feeling light, already having energy, already feeling good about yourself instead of feeling lethargic and heavy and like you have this huge mountain to climb in front of you. So I hope these 5 tips have helped you. I know they help me, and it's such a great reminder every time I go over these tips for myself as well. So I hope that you will take these and start putting them into practice over the holidays. And I hope you have an absolutely wonderful holiday season. And until next time, I will see you then.